Hey Mastodons fans, John Nolan here and joined by Lexi Smalarz, a junior third baseman on the softball team at Purdue Fort Wayne. And Lexi, first things first, thanks so much for joining us. And all things considered, how are you doing right now?
Hi, I'm doing great. Just trying to stay optimistic through this whole process. Everything's changing, but sometimes it's for the better.
Yeah, and you're joining us from your family's home in Chicago right now. So how have you been staying at home and who have you been around?
I've been just staying with my family, trying to keep myself healthy and safe.
Um, any pets or anyone else there to keep things a little bit lively inside the house?
Yeah, I have 3 dogs, so it's pretty hectic sometimes, but for sure enjoying that.
Yeah, and they're probably wondering what you're doing around here at this point of the year, not expecting to see you at home as often. What kind of dogs do you have? What are their names?
I have a German Shepherd named Roxy. I have a pit bull named Molly, and then another little pit bull named Tink. And they for sure are wondering why I'm home because I took over their room.
Yeah, and have you had the responsibility of taking them for walks and staying active that way?
Yeah, for sure. Taking them on as many walks as possible and, trying to stay active with softball, it for sure helps having them around.
Yeah, speaking of that, how have you attempted here to stay in shape and continue to train for softball?
Well, at home it's kind of hard with not very many resources, but we have these body weight workouts we got sent by Rudo, and then as many home workouts as possible, going on walks with my dogs and playing catch with my family members, mostly my dad.
Mm-hmm. How's his arm doing?
It's a little sore.
Yeah. And Rudo being the strength and conditioning coach for the Mastodons. Otherwise, how have you and your softball team still stayed in touch here during this period?
Coach G does a really good job at every Friday we have a team Zoom meeting, and before this happened, we did a team challenge, Go Team Black, and it really helps us stay in a good competitive mindset through this all. We have a new challenge every week. It's really fun to compete as much as we can right now, but the Zoom meeting really keep us together and connected. It's really nice to see everyone.
Yeah, what has that challenge entailed?
At first, it started at an arcade place. It was really fun. Laser tag, all that. Go Team Black once again. And now it's like having winning mindsets and leaving a legacy, how to leave a legacy, and ways to, I don't know, I guess.
Sure, yeah. And how about as an athlete, you obviously, during competition, it's normal to face adversity. It's, in itself, just becoming a Division I student athlete, a lot of obstacles to overcome to accomplish that. So right now, as everyone throughout our society really is facing unprecedented adversity, how do you think that your experiences as a student athlete have prepared you for these current challenges?
Yeah, we talked a little bit about this, about how adversity is good in times because it's only going to make us more hungry for the next season, how much we want to get back on the field and how we shouldn't take little things that we love for granted.
Yeah, and what during this time, what have you realized now that you really do appreciate about being a student athlete at Purdue Fort Wayne?
I really recently noticed that being an athlete, it helps you have a set schedule and helps you stay on top of like what you need, the most important things in your life. And having that schedule is a great thing. And I'm happy to like be able to carry that over at home.
Yeah, that's definitely critical during a time like this. Although I guess if you needed a backup plan for getting up in the morning, imagine the dogs would help to take care of that, to make sure that you're not sleeping in too often. You mentioned having some Zoom meetings with your team. I know from following the Mastodon softball accounts on social media, it looked like you guys had another sort of a challenge, and not a traditional game of Jeopardy, but a Jet Parity. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, it was actually really fun. We got split up into our groups, and it was about the rules about softball and all that interesting stuff. And you think you know a lot more than you really do. Like the little stuff really does matter. There was one question I won't forget now: the size of the batter's box. You don't really think that's important, but it was a lot of fun for sure.
Not to put you on the spot, but do you recall the answer to that?
For sure. 7 by 3, uh, with 4 inches maybe.
I'm going to take your word for it. Not something that I knew either.
I could be wrong, but I'm most positive that's right. But it was a lot of fun for sure. And we did 2 rounds, so it was good to, bounce back. Like in softball, you're supposed to.
Yeah, that's definitely a creative way to use this time in an educational fashion as it applies specifically to softball. And I know you're someone who keeps a positive attitude regularly. And another thing that fans can find on social media was a video that was put out when the season was still going on, where everyone on the team was asked to pretty much hand out superlatives. I think you checked off just about every single category, including funniest and most blunt.
Lexi.
Me.
Liv. Lexi.
Ooh, Lexi.
Me.
Lexi.
Right now, I don't want to give you the opportunity to make a joke at my expense. Another category, though, where you even had voted yourself for this one was best chef on the team. Right now, I figure maybe you have a chance to make meals at home more often, but what's your favorite meal to prepare?
There's for sure a lot. I love to cook. And being at home, it's great because the groceries come from my parents, so it's a lot easier than being at school. But my favorite meal is probably chicken. You could do whatever you want with it, grill it, cook it in the oven, whatever. So chicken and like mashed potatoes and then some vegetables.
Sounds good. How about for another quick hitter? And again, something that maybe you've had some free time for right now. If you could only watch one show or movie, what would it be right now?
There's a lot of good shows and movies out there, but currently I just started watching Love is Blind. It's really good.
What's your definition of really good?
I recommend it. My definition of really good would be it's worth the watch.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. How about if you could only listen to one artist or group?
One artist, I would pick Post Malone, but as a team, we have a confidence boost playlist, and I've been listening to that a lot lately during my workouts and to get me going, just thinking about my team and how I want to do better for the next season.
That's awesome. How about one place to go visit they haven't been before?
I love to travel, so this is tough, but I would probably pick Hawaii.
Yeah, you don't really need to explain that one any further. I'd like to get there myself. Speaking of traveling, though, and going to new places, looking ahead now, next season, Purdue-Fort Wayne will be transitioning into the Horizon League. What excites you about that change?
Yeah, I'm super excited for the Horizon League. It's a lot closer conferences, and playing UIC is going to be nice for my family and friends to come out and visit for sure. Yeah,
and finally, what message do you have out there to those who right now have been most critical in our society, the essential workers who continue to help keep things afloat?
Yeah, I would just like to say thank you to all the essential workers and to stay safe. My parents are cops out here in Chicago, and they've been working really hard around the clock. And so I'd just like to give a shout out to them. Thank you for all you do.
Wow, absolutely. Would like to extend appreciation to them and, again, all the essential workers who are out there right now and doing their part. And, hopefully everyone at home right now is staying at home and staying safe, staying healthy, and it means we can get back to campus pretty soon. Lexi, thank you again so much for your time. Best of luck as you continue to prepare now for next softball season. Can't wait to see you out there.
Thank you for having me. Go Dons.
Exactly. Thanks for watching, and go Dons.